when people lose, they have comparisons, they have memes ready on Twitter. People said Lamar was Joel Embiid of the NFL. Now with Kyle Shanahan losing again in the Super Bowl, he's Doc Rivers. And I think that's not true. Kyle Shanahan's a better coach than Doc Rivers is. Doc Rivers blew a couple leads, 3-1 leads into the playoffs multiple times. So doing what Kyle Shanahan did in the Super Bowl, losing to the Patriots, the GOAT at the time, he did that multiple times, and not even in the Super Bowl, in like the AFC Championship game, NFC Championship game, in lower games than the Super Bowl. So I don't like that comparison, to be honest. Kyle Shanahan, he's a great head coach, great offensive mind, but when you play the GOAT, Patrick Mahomes, now you played him twice in the Super Bowl. You lost to him. You lost to Andy Reid, a great head coach, a better head coach than Kyle Shanahan, I think. It's really tough. It's like when Jordan was in the NBA, a lot of, great teams, a lot of great players, they lost because Jordan was just that good. Around him in his time, you're not going to win a ring. So I think that's what Kyle Shanahan's been up against. And I think a big part of it too is Brock Purdy, Jimmy G. These are not guys that you're going to win a Super Bowl with. You have a good enough offense to get you to the Super Bowl, get you to the NFC Championship game. But I think Kyle Shanahan, if he would have had, Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes in that 2017 draft instead of taking the defensive end, he would have won a ring by now, I think. With Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, obviously, too, that offense they have, it's spectacular. You add a guy like that, an actual elite quarterback. Brock Purdy's good. He's a huge upgrade from Jimmy G. But even Lamar, Josh Allen, those upper echelon quarterbacks in the AFC, you get a guy like that with the 49ers, Kyle Shanahan would have already won a championship. So it's really tough seeing him go through this and, have to face the GOAT every time he gets to the Super Bowl. And a lot of other teams in the AFC, the Bills, they would have won a championship too if there was no Mahomes. So I don't like the comparison of Doc Rivers and calling him a playoff choker, because I just don't think that's the case. But this next year, I think this will be the best division in football.